Well, howdy. I'm apparently super dark tonight. I don't know what has happened to my camera, but it has decided it's not messing with me being like, you know, reason. Facebook. Hi. Okay. I'm gonna change the configuration of. Why is this so complicated? What do you have to gain? Nothing. Huh. There. Better. It's weird. Now you can actually see me. Weird. Weird. Well, guys, I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite websites ever. Is the stream not streaming now on Facebook yet? It says it's going out on 1, 2. It should be firing out. Okay. Yep, I see the stream out on Facebook on my channel. Seems to be confused on Quack. It seems to send data, but then it never quite makes it out to Quack. I find fascinating. It's not here. I do see you making pictures. Look at that. Hello, there you are. I feel like, Brent, you're on my timing things today. I actually started right on time, theoretically. I'm trying to make it so that 5-minute sort of lead in is before the hour. So 5 minutes till I hit go, so it starts, so that people have time to kind of go get a drink and come back and sit down and do stuff. Potion. Lots of vial of joy. Flask of unconsciousness. A brew of ghostly essence. I'm going to get a few things fixed. Excellent elixir of here. Flask of lies. Flask of lies. Okay. I am trying to find a thing, but I need to figure out what the thing is called. Hello, Donald. Good to see you this evening. Oh, yeah. Now we're into it, aren't we? Now you're rolling into the Shadow War at this point. There is a hole in your mind. Always listen to the Vorlon. Love nicknames. That sounds like a thing. Season names? Ringtone. Snowfade. Swell Sun. I hate to say this, but if we had the season Swell Sun, feeling like that's a bad day for everybody. I like Shaprad. I like Shaprad better. Green Waning. Nightcraft. These are actually kind of cool. Hey, you talking about Bester? Right? It seems like a bad time.
Every season we have to go out and cut the glass off of everything because
Oh. Now I get it now. I'm with you now. I mean, it's just because we had the swell sun. So I was imagining a planet where the sun expands, and then all the silicon on the surface turns to glass, and you have to go out and cut all the damn glass. It's like next season out. Curse names. This is the English curse. I'm going to put this on you. The dread cure. The dread cure. That sounds terrifying. All right. We are looking specifically for things like, what would you call, I don't know, hydrogen, radiation. It's like science types. Science, I don't know. Something. Hey, usernames. That's kind of funny. What are we using? Assassin. Assassin. Flaming goat. Yeah, technology. Yeah, not technology. Cayen, who's not dead. Cayen is suffering from a bad bout of sinus nasty. So will not be, in fact, joining us tonight. That's fair. I'm okay with that. But he booped us, so. Flaming Flamingo is a cool name for it. Yeah, radiation. Also, Flaming Flamingo would definitely be a good name for it. I feel like there's like that. Okay, I'm looking for. Rick Nyquil, you're in bed. You're going to be unconscious soon. Flamingo! Oh, dude. Level up. I dig it. I'm looking for a thing, an element, with Star Trek. The technobabble has done something. You're like, we've got 14 more kilorads or something like that. Something like that. We got to come up with something to that effect. What kilorads do we have? Where would we find kilorads? Measurements. Crumbs. I feel like we're not in the right spot. Sir, it is 14 hooves. 15.5 pastures. I feel like that's not scientific measurements, maybe? Is there science measurements? Science something. No names. These are all real names. Those are real names. That. Think of something. This is fantasynamegenerators.com, by the way, if you guys are wondering where this is. Yeah, like a kilometer. Like, what's the meter? Right? Where do we come up with a meter, that unit of measurement? Plot descriptions. Lost friend claims the elderly man has a maestro. Wow, this is kind of cool. Hmm. Interesting. No turning back now, though. Oh, water can burn a lot. In fact, water is one of the most explosive things on the planet, which is one of the reasons why water is so unique. Because all you need is a little bit of electricity, right? Because what happens when you use electrolysis on water? You get hydrogen and oxygen. What's rocket fuel? Hydrogen and oxygen. Water is the most explosive thing in the universe. Possible. I'm short of antimatter or some other kind of thing. Can we use a measurement? Just use it. Maybe it'll be in time period names that I can come up with. The Age of Enchantment. That's not helping. Oh, I can do this in Spanish. Wow. I can do it in French. Whoa! L'Age de Obliteration. That's not a good one. That's a bad age. Energy types? Savagery. We're up 2.7 units of savagery. It's a kill a savage. 16 Mega Guardians. That's fine. You know what? We're just going to make up a name. Let's make up a name. Because it's probably going to be, if you think about it, it's going to be a scientist. I love you too. Good night. It's going to be a scientist who's going to come up with this thing, this measurement, and the measurement will be by that scientist's name. I wasn't a zombie name, though. I usually like to use elf names for these things. Volduin Life, Carpenter. You know, as an elf, scientist for the measurement of this energy. So, I actually am now working on my actual story. There is an energy force that they're measuring that is part of the usage of the fold drive technology. So the ships that use the fold drive technology have to be very, very careful not to go over this limit of energy while using the fold drives. If they do, it will cause damage into the structure of the thread, which is the thing that they fold through. So the ship will be in one location and it will fold to the next location. And when it does, it needs to do this very carefully or else it disrupts this thing. And so that's what we're looking for here. We're looking for names of this doctor that figured it out. Right? This one's, wow, that's not even in like understandable language there. I'll never be able to pronounce it. Certainly, I'll never have people trying to pronounce that. So I'm just trying to find. I usually use like fairy names for the um, so the answer to your question is ambiguous. So there is a type of science there is a type of magic in Bellatrix Rising, but it's what we call Clark Law. Arthur C. Clarke was an author that existed in the last decade. Probably not. It's not. It's a unit of measure of some sort. So it'd be like a radiation. It's more like a radiation. In fact, it's probably straight up a radiation. What was the thing? Nymphs. I like nymphs. It's got a sound. Because the thing that's interesting about us is Dr. Feels Good. 4.7 feel goods. Oh no. Batteries are low. I understand. Oh my gosh. Atilia. Harmon. I like that one. If I don't use the whole name, Wrath, right? Wrath. Stranglerans. Yeah, see, that's not bad. Could be. Nah. Maybe. I don't know. That one didn't come out. Elemental. Anemia. That's interesting. The cells. I just feel like it should be radiations. Is there a radiation? Potions. Pretty close. Nah. Description generators, radiations. Yeah. Pop culture. You know what? I'll bet you there's a techno babble. Which one to bet? Can you plug them in, Travis? I mean, that may be a thing. Man, I gotta come up with this here. Creepypasta names. That's good. Pathfinder what? Oh, you can just add all of Tiefling, Pathfinder, Tiefling names. Chronicles of Voltron. There. Transformer names. Drop Flash. Growl Case, Leo Switch, Bomb Fist, transform and roll out. Heavy issues. That's fair. Dr. Synthaglow? You can't wear them and plug them in at the same time. Also fair. I'm not going to get you in trouble, am I, Travis? I'm going to be here for a long time. I went on ahead and plotted out like the next 22 issues, 22 episodes of Bellatrix Rising. 3 issues a pop. That's a long ways down the road. I'm not going anywhere. I'll post names. Anger Drift. Oh, Anger Drift Harbor. Oh, I like that. Okay. Well, I mean, as a dad, I have that set up on my kiddos' phone too. So just making sure you're not going to get busted. I don't want to get you busted. Not only am I a dad, but I'm also like a teacher, and so I feel kind of like both of those things are a bad thing. Okay. Just making sure. Let me call this white meal camp. Okay, so we need to come up with a coblium facility. Where did I come up with coblium? Coblium was cool. Paste white male camp, which is a thing. Okay, you can be over there. Right. Yeah. I don't feel like that's a threat to anybody. Artwork is not a threat to people. Anger Drift Harbor, though. I don't know. That one's a good name. Some of these really sound nasty. Riverwatch is cool, though. Riverwatch. Yeah, because some of these are so. Oh, I know. You're not being mean. I don't think you're being mean. If that sounded defensive, Donald, I'm sorry. It wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to sound offensive. Laboratory names? Defense Lab of Enterprising Topology. Fair. Laboratory of Stagnating Phenology. Not to be confused with stagnating phrenology. That's a different thing. Lab of Declined Cosmology. It's cosmology, but it's declined now. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can do. It's like your credit card. So, testing grounds of the tabulation of isogenics. That's what we need. Latin names. Like Latin. drug names. That's the wrong kind of drug. And I'm just saying, I'm not taking any drug called nuggets. Just say it right there. Real names? Olive suede. Feather soil. I like feather soil. I don't know what I'll use it for. But I like it. I'm saving some of these things for the next time that I go, crap, I need to do a thing in my story. I need to come up with something and I can't think of something and that's emphasize. Ooh. Pyrochorus. Feels like setting fire to your heart. I like it. Okay, real names. Let's try real names and then say Roman names. Let's not use this. Greek. We get ancient. We got two different eras of Japanese names here. Chemo prevention of chemotherapy. Woo! That's a thing. That's a thing. So, by the way, guys, what we're coming up with here, I have to have a good, it has to sound good to me because I'm going to use it. No, that's close though. So that's one of the reasons why I'm taking all of these and looking at them and because I'm gonna have to say it a lot. I ended up using one of these, made it up from autocorrect, using one of these things at some point in time, and it took me. I still can't say the word correctly. It's one of the fuels that we use on board the Kittiwake, and yeah, so it has to be. It's here. We don't actually have Clip Studio running. Let's fire off Clip Studio. We'll need this. All right. Can't even remember what it is. All right, let's see. All right. Coplex. Coplex is a coblium hybrid. It's a special consumption that goes in on the the engine and the coblium tube, and the crawler drives need those. And I can't ever remember Coplex because it's a seriously weird name that I got from one of these random generators. Right? And then up here we've got Resilian. And Resilien's another one of those. It's like Nitrotarium. 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 Wow, that one's rough. like this forward Idris turbine and the forward gravity protection plates in the front of the ship. Mhm. But that's I've got to remember where I came up with these cobalum and Niterium. Niterium isn't bad. And if it was Niterium, that actually might not be bad. Niterium. 14 Niterium. 2 Niterium. 2.5 Niterium. That's closer. That's much. I like the sound of that. That's a little bit more. That's a little grittier. Hi, Shazia Graphics. I'm good. Niterium. 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 Oh, that's good. I like Niterium. That one's good. Niterium. Office of Nanite Control and Exterminator Services. Do you have a problem with nanites? Have you or any of your family members ever experienced an infusion of nanites? Call the Office of Nanite Control and Development. Yeah, I think it'd have to be TIER. I'm gonna take that one. I'll take Niterium. That one flows really well. Hi, Jazia Graphics. I'm actually doing just fine though. I appreciate it. I mean, I really do, and I appreciate you hanging out with us and stuff like that. But I'm actually good. I'm an ex graphic designer myself, so I feel for you, and kind of bummed that I can't help you out very much on this one, but we're good. Dalium. Dalium. I spelled Niterium NAI, TEIR, or TIER, IUM. I kind of like that because it does have sort of that feel of like a sunset, which since it is sort of apocalyptic thing, it's an apocalyptic radiation. Like if we have too much Niterium, then whatever, the universe comes to an abrupt and meaningless halt. Who knows? But I think I like that because it's got sort of a sunset, a sundown sort of feel. So that's not bad. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. This is cool. This is cool. All right. The other thing I'm going to try to think about here, I have meeting room, rec port 1, and rec port 2. And I'm actually thinking of taking. Yeah, I followed that. Dalium and Niterium is. Anyway, I'm thinking of taking out Rec Port 2 on this side of the spacecraft and replacing it with like a public bath. Oh, yeah. That's cool. We get that. Because we've already got the showers right here. It'd be very Japanese of us to have a public bath. Water and matter reclamation in the back for the dry matter storage on the other side. And these open directly to the undercarriage of the vessel. You can see the dry matter storage opening tubes on the underside of the spacecraft. When you look at the spacecraft at the bottom. In fact, I should add those doors. In fact, let's go on ahead and open the actual tech manual as it was in situ. It's map. It's an original map instead of working on these secondaries. I just need to remember where I put it. Because I know I put it somewhere. Is that a world building? Fourth era technology, no. Creature design, no. Apps, characters, no. Tech plants. You know, if I worked hard enough, I'd figure this out. There we go. We're going to tear out record 2. And grid. That's it. All right. Hang on, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. All right. Going in here. Is this an erase? Yeah, it doesn't erase. We don't want to do that. We're going to take our pen. We're going to I think a public bath would probably make people a whole lot happier than another rec port. One of the things that's important to remember about the Laters Rising is that they are more like the ancient Greeks and less as worried about body shame and things like that. So, public bath would not be a problem. Considering that it's probably a long haul between star systems. All right. And I think I will submit the concept. Still working on that angle. I'm okay with that. Travis, my friend, I think you're coming up with your own stories. These are great. You should come up with your own bits and pieces here. You can join us in that one. That's cute. These are great. And since these are coming from clearly the water wall, which is right here, they've got a shared water wall. A little waterfall. Okay. These are just rocks. Well, they're not probably not real rocks. I'd be willing to bet that they are in some way either gravity inducing, or gravity flowing, or something. I don't know. It's interesting because my wife does the same thing. She talks about the fact that sometimes she just doesn't dream for a very long time. She gets back to it at some. Have you read Sandman by Neil Gaiman? I mean, that one's a good series. Really good series. Sandman by Neil Gaiman. So, I mean, that's one of the things um, about Sandman. Yes, and nope, Neil Gaiman. Hmm. Yeah, he does. I think his stories sound similar to what we're talking about in a lot of ways. Is I think you'd find that to be fascinating. But he talks a lot about mythologies in a way. It's very similar to what you're talking about. Characters are mythological in a lot of the same ways. And what I mean by mythological is dream, um, life, death, delirium, things like that. Those are all elements that he uses in his stories. And I'm not saying you shouldn't continue to pursue your stories, just saying that because I think you'd find synergy. You know what I mean? Like you'd read his stories and go, "See, this I understand." You'd be like, "I get this." In a moment here, I'm going to have to kill my child, so you'll have to forgive me. All right. So it's not a big shift, right? But it still will need to have some kind of recreation zone where you can relax and not be in the world. And so that's what this room is now. Humanoid entity of Earth, huh? It is kind of. Probably not intentional. What it is this is a long range ship. She spends a lot of time in space going between worlds. Oh, yeah, we don't do that, remember? So, spends a lot of time between worlds and in space. So, you can go from the crew showers here, you can go into here, and you can take a public bath. Thinking about mental health. Only 45 people in this boat. Between worlds at random we're choosing? By mission. So, so they're on mission. So, like for example, they'll get a mission to go to planet blah 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 to do a thing, but it takes a month to get from planet A to planet B. So we've got some time to hang out and do nothing. Why are you doing that? That's so weird. Oh, are the missions randomized? They're part of the plot. So it's not that they're necessarily randomized. Okay. My child has come loose. go confiscate the Switch. Turn-based fighting. Probably not the things that actually happen. These are a meter, yeah? No. Gotcha. We do have these two open rooms upstairs. Which might be better suited for this. These massive rooms upstairs, but they're on a work deck. They're not really on a. Yeah, well, that's the thing. These two rec rooms up top on the freeboard deck, they're more like getting together and playing D&D or whatever. It's not going to be. They're not big, but I'm trying to keep all of the living on the freeboard deck. And then that makes this the gun deck being the entire gun deck. It then becomes laboratories and tactical and things like that, and things you need to do if you are what I could do is move the dry matter storage up here. A rec room. Rec rooms are rec is short for recreation. But if I were to take the dry matter storage port and starboard and move them up here, so take them from the freeboard deck, which is here, take these two dry matter storage units out and move them up here and put them into this on the gun deck, it won't matter because these two rooms are right now completely empty. And those could be dry matter storage tanks, which would be useful because you've got your physics laboratory right in front of it, and your normal space communications array laboratory. Right? Forensics, where my CSI group is right here. Biology. Cosmology is space and things like that. It does remind me you're going to need like Bob Barber. So I'm actually kind of thinking the water reclamation might be the only thing left here, and the dry matter storage on the other side. On one side's the rec deck, and the other side would be then. Yeah, that's what the rec rooms are for. Yeah, the more I think about this, the more I think that's probably the right idea. The right answer is to move that dry matter storage up. I don't know, man. That's sus. All right. Isn't that good? Okay, so the grid's still live. I can still use this grid. It's not correctly amazing. Did the ship move off the grid? People. Still, down. All right. Line up the grid so the grid is correct because we're about to take out a bunch of this deck. And I may actually just trash that. Yeah, it was cool, but I think we can do better. Maybe a lot better. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take here. We're going to take out this room. All the way back to what we work. All the way out to here. Probably shouldn't have taken out that wall though, because that's a wall to the lifeboat. I guess you can take it through the wreck deck. No problem. And then we'll go back to here. And taking out all of this area now, I've opened this whole area up for recreation. This is the big wreck deck on one side. Hello, Bucky. That sounds just such a name. I mean, it's a good name. I like it, but I feel like slightly vulgar. But welcome to the show. Which, that may have been entirely the intention. And that's also true. And also okay. I think I'm going to move this wall up to the tank. I'm only down to 2 meters at the side. So this is the deck plans of the Unity Corvette, a Seabird class Corvette. I'm drawing a comic book called Bellatrix Rising, and it is about it's about a character, or it's about a crew on a ship in about 500 years from now. And the main character is, let me see if I can find it. My design booklets. Hi there. That's fair. That's fair. I don't know what that means, but okay. I mean, sometimes I know what these things mean, sometimes I don't. And it's just because I'm getting older, and I've noticed that as I grow older, I start losing connection with people, which is kind of a bummer. All right, here we go. So that's my captain. Her name is Captain Chang. And then first officer is Angela Bennett. And the main pilot is Mayral Legend. So those are the characters, or at least some of the characters. There's a ton of characters, but those are the characters we're working on so far. Hi. Hi. Yes, I see and hear you. I still see and hear you. Oh, you're going to run over me. Here. Get onto it. You're going to run over my glasses. I see you do it. I'm going to hop up here. Aha! You have discovered the ancient art of stealing my chair. This would be my cat George. That's fair. I just sometimes people say things and then I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't understand that reference because I'm horrible. But not horrible. Just out of date. Just out of date. So Anime Girls and Demons. Yeah, so this stream is what we call an accountability stream. Here's some of the other characters. So this is Gunnery Sergeant Better Spec. Right there. Ensign Navin Cayman. He's an AI, so he can appear and disappear at will. Dr. Akadama is a race of people who can grow appendages as they need. And then Marine Commander Arbo. And my Chief Engineer, Tum, whom we get to meet in the next issue. So those are some of the other characters that are in here. They're not my primary three. My primary three are Bennett, Mayral, and Captain Chang. This is all of our little facial expression sheets that I made once. So there we go. That's the tour. Their ship looks like this from the outside. So the UMC Kiwi. There's one issue that exists now. One issue has been printed. And we just look at that. Right here. So we have one physical issue so far. So there we go. And I'm working on issue 2 and 3. Because that makes one episode. Should be pretty good. But one of the things I was discovering was that I really needed a larger recreation deck. And that's what we're talking about now. Some of our rec decks. And things like there's no barber, cosmetic sections, so I'm going to go ahead and build a cosmetic section over here for that. and things. Just kind of getting that kind of realization that I need to move this dry matter storage up one deck. So what I will do is I work 3D 2D hybrid. I 2D draw my characters, but I 3D render my backgrounds. So because of that, I actually built the deck plans to ship so that I can build the sets in 3D. So all of these sets originally started out in this descriptor here, like the main bridge, which is right here, or for that matter, the pilot house, which is right here, or sick bay. All of these actually exist in 3D. I used Studio for it. I'm not a programmer. I'm a modeler, but I mean, I'm mostly an artist. So we have, and I'll show you here. Moving on to set pieces. As if, for example, this is the pilot house. Right? So I can go into the actual pilot house here, and I can render this like a comic book page, a comic book panel. And then I can change positions. Right, so we can, let's say, we want to look at the control panels on the pilot house, or the pilot's control panels, like this. You can, and in this way, I don't have to redraw all of these panels every time I want to get in here and try to draw it. So all I do now is draw the pilot sitting in the chair, pushing buttons and beep, beep, beep. The rest of it, even though I modeled it myself and built it myself, the rest of it will always be perfect and lined up correctly and everything like that. But this pilot house model right here, you take this Rochelle and you do this pilot house model right there matches exactly the pilot house up here. So you can see all of the same things are in there in that pilot house. So that's where we are. And so what I was noticing was that in the next story, I need to have my crew having off time, downtime. They're not working. They're not doing something. So we need some time where they can, in the story, sit around and go, gee willikers, what should we do about this story? You know, we've got to have some exposition time. And there really wasn't any place on the ship for exposition. There was no place. There was just no home base for it. So what I'm doing is designing and building different things. These were dry matter storage tanks originally, and I'm moving those dry matter storage tanks here onto the upper deck. It's called the gun deck up here. It's where the science labs and things like that are. It's up on the gun deck, but also sick bay and the top part of main engineering. But then I'm gonna, down here, this is where all the crew lives. Like, this is their enlisted quarters, this is their officer quarters over here, VIP quarters, yada yada yada. It's a thing. So it's kind of a thing we're working on. So that's what I'm doing at this point is just coming up with um, a viable rec deck. That's what we've been working on tonight. But welcome to the stream. If you've got work that you need to get done, you can join us too. And that's always good. This is an accountability stream. So the primary purpose of it is to check in, make sure you're done your jobs for the day or whatever you need to do, stuff like that. So that's the purpose of this stream. You'll notice that happens sometimes with some of the people that are in here. They like to come in and look around and say, hey, have you done your work back? Which is an ongoing question. Generally asked of me. Because I'm an ADDer and I have attention deficit, and means that a lot of times I just need help remembering that I'm supposed to do a thing. I'm fair with that. You don't have to be accountable either. This is what you're doing, I guess. If you're the kind of person who's super organized, you don't really need an accountability stream. And that's also okay. I am not super organized. So, here we are. And that's fine. Some people are really good at that. And I'm just not. My sister is really good at that. Super organized person. I'm not. That's fair. Lore for Bellatrix Rising. Good heavens, I've got reams of lore. In fact, I've got so much lore that if I start talking about lore, sometimes Brent will get on here and tell me to stop. I can get so far into the lore of the story that we won't get any writing done or anything like that. That's an excellent question. Do I want to tell a good story, or do I want a good story to be told? I'm soul searching. Because, initially my thought, of course, is that I want a good story to be told. That's my first initial thought right out of the gate. But then I'm like, okay, but check yourself. Is that really where we're headed? Is that something? And I think that it's really, I want a good story. I think, so part of this is that I have been working on bits of this since high school for me. And I'm 50 this year. And there are, my father just passed away. And I realized that there are fewer years in front of me than behind me. And if I don't get cracking on this story that has been bubbling in my head since high school will never escape. It'll never get out. It'll just fade away with me. And I don't care if only 2 people read it. That's cool. It just needs to get out. I feel like the story needs to get out. So, thank you. He was a good guy and a lot of fun, and he smoked cigarettes, and that got him. So, don't smoke, kids. So, which was a bummer because he really was one of those good people. And that's a shame, but it's a thing. So yeah, I like that question. I like to tell a good story. Everything is saved to the cloud. Nothing is local. Which one of my buddies here just learned that lesson. Cayen. the other guy that usually is here, his information's up at the top. He's writing a comic that he's 5 comics in right now, and he just had a hard drive crash, and now he's trying desperately to recover his data. And so I'm hoping we can recover that data. That would be really sad if we didn't. And yeah, working pretty hard for it. So everything on here is local and cloud. So I've got it local and synchronizing cloud every night. So yeah, but that's very good wisdom on your part. And so to answer your previous question, yes, I actually, not yours, but I do have a lot of lore in this story. So I don't know what kind of lore you are referring to, but this story has an the characters have deep lore, and the story is super deep. So, going back, this is a great night for you guys to ask questions of me because I just finished a very large job, and so I'm kind of on cruise mode tonight, and so this is great. I'm just kind of hanging, and it's been very intense for the last, I don't know, quite a while. The original version of this was a mixed version of another comic that I was writing a long time ago, to whom she was the same captain, same character. I just moved her over. And then I've got go back far enough, and I keep everything. There once was a time where I when I first started drawing in it, like when I first started getting serious, it was about 10th grade, and we had this lore. Okay, are you asking for something other than just like story pieces? Or are you talking about like a fairy tale? Okay. I'm not sure what you're asking. Okay. But going back quite a bit, what does that mean? I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay. Same captain, same character, just moved over. But I've been doing stuff like this since forever. This was back in the 90s for me. Even going back so far as, say, to the 80s. This was a comic I did in 1991, 1992. I've evolved quite a bit since then. I think I've gotten much better. And see some of the other 4 pieces that belong to this series. a lot of it was prose, like written prose. Which was prose means long form writing, so you're writing it out, you know, way back. So I drew this one in 1985. I was 13. It was me at 13. But I even had like full comics here. Story or anything. I mean, join the actual stream. That's a little more complicated. Joining the stream is difficult, but you can always hang out with us. That's really what I mean, is just hang out there. Joining the stream requires all kinds of pieces, parts, and moving parts for the restreamer. Because I don't use, I'm not streaming direct, because you know how you've been hopping back and forth between YouTube and Facebook. I'm broadcasting on a number of channels. And so I've got a restreamer, which is complicated to get set up, which is one of the reasons why Cayen comes in on two different channels, because we're still kind of fussing with that piece. So that's in the wrong place. My artwork is a little screwed up here. There we go. This stuff is most definitely straight up the original design on these things. Like here's around 1998 or so, one of the ships I designed for the story. And I swear I have other renders of that ship. And then I updated it. I did it over on it. Sort of. I mean, you know, this is the late 90s, so our technology was not hot yet, and a long ways to go. So anyway, a great night for me to go wandering through memory lane. Wow, look at all this stuff that's found. Oh, the new Earth beta. So a lot of my lore comes from here. Oh, the models. The original model files are in here. Good. They're OBJs, so I can still use them. Yeah, there we go. This was a high resolution render once upon a time. Look how amazingly small that is. There's some planets in here. Targa file. Oh my god, I haven't seen Targa file in years. And Cayen. So My dear friend, we did that once with a group called Red Team Go, and that did not end well. Just didn't end well. And the biggest problem is what you end up with is you end up with one person who carries a lot of the load and another person who doesn't. And you start to feel put upon. The other person's not helping. And that's always going to be sort of an issue. Which is why generally Quack doesn't do that. I mean, it's not forbidden. Like, it's not like we don't allow it, but we try really hard to not do it. We help each other by giving each other ideas and thoughts. You know, whenever you have like a problem, like, oh, I can't think of what to do here or what to do there, then those of us in Quack, we'll help out in that instance, but try really hard to not get into the point where you're working, you have a problem right now, because that's the whole thing, is like, we help with problems. We do this. Right? Figuring out a name for your story. That's the hardest one. I'm absolutely in agreement. I don't think we're going to come out of this record anymore like this. I feel like I'm just going to seal that door off right there. You want into this zone, you're going to come in through this door right here. That's what I use the random name generator for, because me too. That's what I have the biggest problems with. So I head off to that random name generator. That's what I use it for. True. It's true. That's the thing, is I hate, my problem always isn't names per se. It's always, I always come up with the same like 3 names. And so what I do now is I just go to that random name generator and I just don't even mess with it anymore. I just let the random name generator deal with it. Okay. So what I've done now is I'm just going around this room here, and I'm rounding the corners out. Great minds think alike. It's not a SpongeBob reference. That's from a long time. Doesn't mean SpongeBob didn't come up with it, but it's from or didn't use it, but it is. All right. Because of the nature of this room, That's the matter tanks, though. I don't think I want to mess with the matter tanks. I don't think the matter tanks can connect direct to this. I'm going to seal that back up. Earlier today, while sitting at a Starbucks waiting for my kid to do his karate class, I went on ahead and stabilized the story for the next 7 episodes. And I think I pretty much figured out the story all the way to the end of the 22nd episode. This is a big comic. There's a lot of work. But current episode of this is called Momentary Ghosts. That's the name of this episode of it. It is 3 issues. The second episode is going to be called Sakura. So, wonder if you'd be in this big rec room, and if missiles started firing out of the missile bay, you'd be like feeling it. Bang, 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 bang. You're like, well, you're in the wrong damn place. Because this is the starboard side missile bay, this section. So if it fires its missiles, you'll feel it in this room. That room's right next to it. So we like be sitting there, boom, boom, boom. So the missiles go out of the missile bay. Now, messenger. Messengers. That's unless it explodes. And it's only going to make because the maze report. Here's the live model. It's not correct. Yes, this isn't correct. How would you do this way? Why do I do this to myself? I don't think that's the correct version. Yeah, see, it's still blowing out the nice results. This is the same critter. Oh, you have Messenger Live last night? This is why you can't find me. You remember me. Messed up here. A good thing. We need to find. Three of them. That's correct. I will stream tomorrow morning, but I won't be streaming tomorrow night. And then I don't stream again until Sunday night. Okay, so we have secret. It's this one. What is going on? Why is the APB so big? What's going on? What is happening here? Why can't I find my shit? I want my shit. Okay. Business? No. I can't imagine that this is the most recent version. It's not. Okay, so somewhere out there is the correct version of Lake, and I've lost it. So maybe this is a good thing to go do now too. We need to find this Corvette. It can't have disappeared on me. It would be very aggravating. I went through a lot of work on this. April 8th is not recently. I've worked on her this year, so it should be on 2023. That's why I think it's out of my primary desktop. Unless I move to this desktop. Cool. I moved it to here, and then I don't know, I hid it somewhere from myself so I wouldn't find it. Oh, Corvette 9 built. Yeah. Load. There we go. That's what we're looking for. This is where we were last. When last we met, we were here. We're still working on this. So it renders kind of strangely still while I work on this. But that's what she. I'm still trying to get all the lights to work back here. And I feel like they're not. I've got like this light, which is lighting up that tailpiece. And the engines are lit up properly. Oh no, the docking door looks correct now. And the docking ramp is backwards. We'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, the old model I put on top here to make sure I've got everything that I need. Because I'm going to probably steal her mazer ports and put the mazer ports down here. I just want to make sure that I've got all the pieces, parts before I move out. Because this is this model. What I really need to do is so I don't have this problem again, take this guy and say, it has so that's what I was saying, man. I love the idea of working in comics in collaboration, but I don't have the spoons. So I don't have the spoons. I will help you. I'm all about helping you. But by helping you, I mean like you can throw ideas at me and I'll help you throw ideas back, bounce ideas off of me here, just write them into the spoons. I don't have enough magic slots. You know? All my time is taken up. This is my comic here, and I haven't been able to touch it in 2 months since like November. I haven't been able to work on my comic at all because I've had people who pay me money who want me to do work, and that's first all the time. Where I like them. So spoons just is it's like, you only have 5 spoons, and every time somebody needs something from you, you give them a spoon. So you're out of spoons. It just means I don't have the resources. I can't take on any more projects. I'm not even working on commissions at this point. I used to work on commissions, and my commissions are closed right now because I simply don't have the time. This is the first break I've had in all of February and half of January. So tonight's really kind of the first night that I've been able to take a break and kind of mess around and poke around at different things and look at stuff. Realized I'd almost lost my model. I'm not going to do that. So let's see how it's tested. Put a new in. Make sure you come in complete. Yep. There. So there we go. That's my bird. And hold up the gate.
hold up her gear. It all has to be done manually right now, but at some point I'll be able to. Yep. Gears up. Ability to deploy her flaps.
If I ever need to. Nice.
There you go. Kind of cruising along. This is a little harder. This guy deploys correctly. Yeah.
Sort of. This is what we're saying we're gonna have to do. One eye. One eye is creepier.
One eye is always.
There we go. Cuter, huh?
I don't know if I'd call that cuter.
All right. I feel like a child. One it is. I'll be right back, guys. I feel like you're having fun over there. All right. Well, we have rescued the kittiwake from a fate worse than death. And make it more kid friendly. There. All right. All right. So we rescued the kittiwake from a fate worse than death and put the child to bed. I think really I should probably stop calling him child since this is his birthday. But only because I'm dad and it will be markedly nice. And that's the. All right. Well, thank you for being with me, my friend. I appreciate it. And I will see you at a later date. I will be back on again tomorrow morning, but I won't be back on tomorrow night. Because Friday night through Sunday morning, I'm going ahead and hang out with my family and do family things, as you might imagine. So, but I will see you again tomorrow morning if you wish to join me. And I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. And I will. And in the meantime, I hope everybody has a great evening and keep your eyes on the stars. Good night.